Repair service portal here. Just doing a little update here on second generation Cummins trucks that have the tach bounce. Um, so basically, I brought this truck to a diesel mechanic and had the head gasket done and the rockers. Actually, quite a bit of stuff here. So, anyways, basically, what this regards is the tachometer bouncing. It actually died, completely went out. I thought that it was the ESS down here again. I didn't check it before I brought it in to have the head gasket replaced. It was leaking up here in the corner, which I guess is common on these engines, the 12 valve. And so basically, when I went to pick the truck up, they said that they literally thought that it was the cluster, the instrument gauge cluster, and it wasn't the instrument gauge cluster. They replaced the cluster with an old one and said that it started working, and I ended up driving it and the tach started bouncing again, and then it just quit, kind of. And then so basically I drove back, and because I noticed that the fuel gauge wasn't working correctly. It actually wasn't working at all either. So basically I just popped the hood, and I just like, I'm gonna check the fuses just to see while I was waiting. And so I came up with let's see here, it's the 30 amp right here, engine control. So it's this one right here. This one right here was blown, and it was kind of strange. It was almost like almost like somebody had pushed it to try and connect it, and because obviously they must have checked it after they switched out the instrument cluster. So apparently people have said that the instrument clusters can go bad, and if you do some research, there are different people out there that can service it, and so one of them is Cardone, which you go through. So this is just a follow-up to if anybody's having this issue, because I know I've went over the PCM, the ESS. Obviously, if you check all your wires, which is a pain, because your harness that goes all the way through, and to get through all that is just really painful, and just a process that shouldn't be needed. But anyway, so if it completely cuts out, or if you completely have all of the issues, check your fuses. Like I said, this 30 amp engine control, there is some fuses in the inside of the cab, but I don't know if those ones actually have anything to do with the tachometer, or like if you have issue with your cruise control not working, or air conditioning. I had an issue, and I think it was after the PCM was shipped in, where I had the transmission not shifting into overdrive. So there was the overdrive, the tachometer bouncing, no cruise control. Another thing too, with the cruise control, with the cruise control is, so I have it set up right now with this, just holding this up, but basically the brake pedal was sinking down, and so literally there's a underneath here, there's a little it's kind of like a sensor thing that basically when it's pressed in, when the brake pedal comes up, it presses it, and then that's literally what shuts off your brake lights. And so it can affect your cruise control, and it can also, I noticed it affecting how, when I was up about 70 miles an hour, 75 miles an hour, which that's about what this truck can drive at. I noticed it was at a higher RPM, and so that's another thing too. If you ever have an issue with your cruise control not working. So anyways, that's just kind of where it is. I didn't feel comfortable having the tachometer. I wanted the original miles and try to keep the truck as original as possible. So that's just where I kind of am going to end this video at, and if you have any questions, just comment below. Thanks.